Back in 1993, scientist and author Werner Ving wrote these words: "Within 30 years, we will have the technological means to create superhuman intelligence. Shortly after, the human era will be ended." Just a few years later, renowned futurist Ray Kurzweil released a book in which he said, "I set the date for the singularity, representing a profound and disruptive transformation in human capability as 2045. Without context, these two statements might sound scary, and you may be excused for thinking the end is nigh. But what if we look at technological singularity through an optimistic lens? Might that shift the perspective? Make sure to watch right through and we'll arrive at some conclusions that might just paint a brighter picture. Firstly, let's consider these questions. What exactly is singularity? And when will we reach the point of singularity? Perhaps most importantly, what happens once we do? The term singularity itself has multiple meanings. For mathematicians or physicians, it's a point where the value of function becomes infinite. For example, the center of a black hole is considered singular, as our current understanding of physics breaks down at this point. For a cosmologist, singularity describes the initial state of the universe, whereas to an economist, it means a point where the economy undergoes rapid changes, leading to job displacement and a shift in economic structures. The concept of biological singularity also exists, which suggests that advancements in biotechnology could lead to a point where humans can enhance their physical and mental capabilities, to a point that the typical or traditional definition of humanity may change. However, the most debatable and popular notion of singularity is technological singularity, which can be linked to biological and economic concepts, which we'll connect later. Before we move on, please subscribe to learn more about artificial intelligence. Technological singularity is a concept of futurism, which means a hypothetical time where the growth of technology becomes uncontrollable and irreversible. This advancement is associated with artificial intelligence, and it's said that AI could become so advanced that it'd surpass human intelligence or understanding. At that point, we won't be able to halt the progress of technology. This concept has gathered momentum since the release of ChatGPT, but it's been widely theorized among scientists and critical thinkers for decades. In fact, the concept of singularity, in terms of technology, was first used by mathematician and computer scientist John von Neumann all the way back in the 1950s. And in 1965, a concept called intelligence explosion was introduced, which is again a hypothetical point in the future when machines become capable of improving their own intelligence and ultimately pose a threat to humanity. Furthermore, as mentioned in the intro, back in the early 90s, Werner Ving wrote an essay called The Coming Technological Singularity: How to Survive in the Post-Human Era. This essay states that within 30 years, we'll have the technological means to create superhuman intelligence. It doesn't seem too far off the mark, given where we find ourselves 30 years later. To better understand it all, let's briefly look at how AI learns. Typically, data is organized, gathered, and added to a computer in order to train it. There's a number of ways to train a machine, like supervised learning, where an AI system is trained on labeled data, or unsupervised learning, where AI analyzes unlabeled data and discovers hidden patterns in it. And there's reinforcement learning, where AI systems interact with the environment to learn and observe. Neural networks and deep learning methods are used, which are similar to the biological neural networks of humans. With all the recent hype surrounding artificial intelligence, the concept of technological singularity is again becoming popular, especially as Elon Musk is publicly opposing the unregulated progress of AI.
Real danger for digital superintelligence. I'm in favor of AI regulation as a risk to the public, and anything that's a risk to the public, there needs to be some kind of referee. That referee is the regulator. That's my strong recommendation, is to have some regulation for AI.
In 1996, an artificial intelligence researcher Yudkowsky said that when computer-based AIs are researching to improve themselves, computing speed would double every 2 years. Then after 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, 1.5 months, and then shortly after, singularity will be reached. Using Ray Kurzweil's timeline, by 2029, computers will be able to learn automatically and create new knowledge. Manufacturing, transportation, and agricultural industries would be automated, leading to an increase in crops and more workforce efficiencies, which would then lead to economic singularity. It's happening already, with the release of Tesla robots and the use of robots in many different industries. And in the next decade, nanomachines could be inserted into human brains. This lends itself to the idea that humans could then become software-based. Machines and humans would start to merge, leading to biological singularity. By the 2040s, people would spend most of their time in virtual realities, and artificial intelligence would surpass human intelligence 1 billion times over. And according to Kurzweil, 2045 is the date by which we reach the singularity, when AI, as we know it today, becomes ASI, artificial superintelligence. By 2099, computers would attain an equal status with humans. If this timeline sounds crazy to you, just think how much progress has been made in the past few decades alone. Switchboard operators were responsible for connecting calls manually, but then automated telephone exchanges replaced them. Word processors and computers replaced the jobs of people who were responsible for typing up documents. ATMs and online banking have replaced the jobs of many in the banking sector, and e-commerce sites have replaced many physical stores. All this taken into account, it's understandable that there's more fear than cheer around the subject of AI. And what if rogue AI caused security threats? For example, if AI was instructed to tackle climate change, might it reason that the main issue is overpopulation? Might AI try to reduce the global population? Who can say for sure right now? There's so many hypotheticals. But it's not all doom and gloom. How could singularity benefit mankind? First of all, let's talk about biological singularity, which is connected to technological singularity. One of the greatest limitations of human intelligence is its speed. Our neurons fire about 200 times per second, while silicon transistors can send and receive electronic signals at more than 2 billion times per second. So if we reach biological singularity through AI and Kurzweil's timeline becomes a reality, a point will come where our brains would connect with technology, and we'd merge ourselves with machines. Consider that. Increase human efficiency, improve communications in different languages, elevate our problem-solving skills, leading to unimagined discoveries in critical fields of science and healthcare. In fact, in the last few years, a system called AlphaFold was created to make 3D models of proteins, far more accurate than anything made before. And this groundbreaking biotech discovery is already helping in the treatment of many diseases. If machines become all-powerful, we'll see AI disruption in every industry. Customer services, banking, logistics, cybersecurity, transportation, healthcare. With the acceleration of AI will come new opportunities. For example, we'll need virtual reality specialists, data analysts, AI trainers, research scientists, robotics engineers, and endless other skilled people. According to Kurzweil, machines would make planet-sized computers to help explore space and reach new horizons. If, and perhaps more likely when, we reach singularity, it's entirely possible that the issues caused by mankind will be resolved by machine.